A vacation on a private island is the epitome of absolute grandeur, regardless of whether you want to treat yourself to a special rental or buy your island outright. But putting aside visual pictures of untouched, white sand beaches and complete seclusion from the rest of the world, how much does it cost to purchase your very own private island? Join me today as we venture out to pristine waters and sandy beaches of different private islands across the world.
Welcome to Billionista. If you love videos about luxury living, please subscribe and click the bell so you never miss a video. And don't forget to like and share too.
The primary cost of obtaining a private island is, of course, the island itself. I'm sure you've daydreamed about casitas on the beach. However, all of that is only possible if a suitable area is first located on which to construct a base for the realization of one's goals. However, the price of your island will differ significantly based on where you make your purchase. For instance, did you know that Canada is home to the world's largest supply of privately owned islands on the market? Under $200,000 is a typical price tag for a Canadian island. But if you are truly strapped for cash, you can purchase one for under $100,000. Half Island is a Nova Scotian island that may be yours for $65,000, less than half the price of the typical Nova Scotian home. This, less than a mile from the mainland island, is up for sale, and it has a total area of 6 acres. Yet, there is a catch with that cost. Yes, $65,000 is perfect for your private paradise, at least during the summer. But temperatures around Half Island can drop to -22 degrees Fahrenheit in the winter. Only in the summer is it really possible to live on the island, and even then, it can be difficult to acquire supplies. It's unlikely that your fantasy island would be located somewhere freezing. I know you have a vision of tropical destinations with pristine beaches and palm trees, where shorts and a t-shirt are acceptable forms of dress. There's a good chance that when you think of this, the Caribbean comes to mind, consisting of numerous islands, each having its distinct topography, hills, wide beaches, and shallow bays, and turquoise seas. There are several islands in the Caribbean where you can establish your tropical paradise. Unexpectedly, the costs aren't too prohibitive either. If you're willing to settle for a smaller, more distant plot of property, an island can be yours for a mere $1 to $3 million, while bigger islands in the Caribbean can be purchased for $30 million, and some of the most attractive locations can cost upwards of $100 million. The Exumas, the Abaco Islands, and the Berry Islands are 3 of the most well-known island groups. In addition, unlike more isolated islands, the islands here have something unique to offer. They are located close to major cities, making them convenient for both owners and guests. Consider as an illustration the island of Spectabilis in the Exumas. The expansive 460-acre island features numerous white sand beaches, picturesque hilltop views, and much room for future development. Furthermore, it is only 230 miles from Miami and 60 miles from the nation's capital. It's not cheap. It was $62 million when it last hit the market in 2015. But you get instant bragging rights of owning your own island in the Exumas. There are also more secluded parts of the Caribbean, such as Little Ragged Island. This 700-acre island in the Caribbean last hit the market for $35 million. You can buy nearly twice as much land as in Spectabilis for much less money. In addition to its 30,000 feet of shoreline, which is roughly 5.6 miles in length, Little Ragged Island is home to 2 ponds, providing a ready supply of fresh water. The 110-mile-long Ragged Island chain is quite sparsely populated, so you'll have miles and miles of pristine shoreline all to yourself. There's only one tiny village, whose entire population is 72 individuals. To put it another way, if you plan on frequenting the local bar scene or fine dining establishments, you should probably pass on this island. Before we move on, I just want to check in with you guys to see what are your thoughts on the islands mentioned so far. Don't forget to comment on your ideas. All these islands we've considered, no matter their location or price, share a common characteristic. They're undeveloped. At first glance, that might not appear to be a major issue. If you have the resources to purchase your island, then surely settling down there won't be a problem. You're not just buying a piece of land to put a house on when you purchase a private island. There's a great deal more involved. You should first determine whether or not construction is possible on the island. There are stringent environmental regulations on construction in regions like the Caribbean due to the delicate nature of the ecosystem there. You can't make any alterations to the island you bought without first paying for an expensive environmental impact study. At least $50,000 is going to be required for that. Canada, with its many islands dotting the Great Lakes and the ocean, also has strict environmental rules to protect endangered species. You can only construct on an island in Ontario if there is more than an acre of the developable property there. That means, unless you like camping, it's probably not worth it to pay a year's salary for a tiny island. Numerous environmental protection requirements will add to the cost of your project, as will the pricey environmental analysis required before construction begins. In order to preserve the natural splendor of the islands, lakes, and oceans, strict regulations govern activities including water collection, electricity production, and travel to and around the island. Keep in mind that this is in addition to the expense of constructing a house in general. Indeed, there's a great deal of planning and organization to do when you are buying your private island. To begin with, there is a high cost of transporting construction materials to the island. Heavy construction equipment, as well as the building materials, will need to be transported to the island using specialized vessels. After spending a fortune shipping materials to your door, you'll need tradespeople like plumbers and electricians living and working on the island permanently. Costs to bring in a construction crew could be prohibitive if your island is very far from the nearest town with hotels. In addition, you'll need to construct a way for your chosen means of transporting yourself to the island. A convenient runway could be constructed if rapid island access is required, but the price tag on that is expected to be far over $1 million, according to most estimates. A pier for boats and seaplanes is more expensive than a helipad. However, you should still expect to pay a hefty sum for one of those. Purchasing a ready developed island is much less of a hassle than purchasing an uninhabited one. For example, consider the Berry Islands in the Bahamas, where Frozen Cay is located. This 40-acre island may be reached by boat or seaplane and costs $17 million. It has pristine beaches, verdant forests, and a massive 4,145 square foot house with 6 bedrooms and 6 bathrooms. Of course, there is also a heated pool. There is a marina that can fit yachts up to 100 feet in length, as well as a manager's cabin that is 806 square feet and a staff cabin that is 1,534 square feet. However, Frozen Cay brings up an additional expense related to owning a private island, and that is maintenance. It's unlikely that whoever has enough money to buy this island would be capable of spending all their time there relaxing with a mojito in hand and their toes in the sand. Risk of squatters, burglars, and other undesirables increase when a house is left uninhabited for an extended period. Thus, the island must be manned and maintained. Even though I've spent most of this video discussing the expense of purchasing your very own private island, you can still earn good money even if you aren't there physically yourself. Many well-off people enjoy staying on privately rented islands. The daily minimum for islands like Bahamas, Sewanee Cay is $14,000, but only if there are 2 of you staying there. daily rates for a larger group starts at $500 per head. Therefore, the minimum daily expense of accommodating you plus only 4 additional guests would be $16,000, not including tips. Now, you can see how an island could make a lot of money too. Renting out 20K as a double accommodation at the cheapest cost for every day of the year would bring in at least $5 million. Having a private island can help you earn more money, which is always a plus. I would be dishonest if I didn't point out that one of the other benefits is simply having your own piece of heaven. Having your little retreat away from civilization is a priceless luxury. Imagine getting up and going straight to your little stretch of beach or enjoying some wine on your private balcony. People have fantasies of possessing private islands for a wide variety of reasons. So Billionistas, what would you enjoy the most about having your own dream private island? Let me know in the comments. That's it for this time. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.